Hello, this is Brandon Johnson, and this is my Module 15 case study for AEP 858. Category 1, Problem Identification and Analysis. What do you know? Truman Elementary is a pre-K through 8 building. The school is a suburban town in a Midwestern community. It has approximately 700 students that attend Truman. Of those 700 students, 15% of those students qualify for free and reduced lunch. The principal has been in the building for 2 years and has previously worked within the district. Test scores, specifically reading, are not good, and parents are raising concern through the school's PTO organization. The principal asked for the district reading supervisor to do visits to the classroom, observations to the classroom, and send back some notes of what they were seeing while in the classroom. And lastly, the state is offering a new grant to address reading issues to schools that qualify. Category 1 continued. What do I need to know? A few things that I need to know is, why are the teachers not teaching the same curriculum or following a curriculum within the classroom? It seemed like some of the notes that the reading supervisor sent back, teachers were kind of doing their own thing and not really following a set curriculum. Why are teachers spending different amounts of time teaching language arts? Why is there no differentiation within instruction? They don't seem to be challenging students that are excelling and working or pulling out kids that are struggling. Why are students only learning in whole group settings? And lastly, why are we not using the most effective reading instructions? Identify the problem. So the problem I see is that Truman Elementary's test scores are not meeting expectations. Both their curriculum and instructional strategies need to be addressed to provide the best education for students. Category 2, Proposed Plan of Action. So my plan of action includes, first, meet with the district reading supervisor and discuss observations, findings, and test scores. Just kind of have a one-on-one conversation to get some more detail about what they found when they were doing their classroom observations. Second, gather data and prepare it to be shared with key stakeholders on a data team. This will include teachers from different grade levels, reading supervisors, and an instructional coach. Next, I would meet with the data team and look over the data, look for areas of weakness, decline, or any subgroups with varying data compared to the whole. Then I would develop a plan for realigning the curriculum to the standards and creating a scope and sequence for teachers to follow within the classroom. This will include meeting as a committee with the key stakeholders. To continue with my plan of action, I would provide teachers with new curriculum and scope and sequence for them to follow. Hopefully this will increase learning within the classroom. Then I would have professional development for teachers to discuss the new curriculum and learn new instructional strategies that are proven effective. So I would get my teachers some help on ways to teach this new curriculum that we're going to implement. Then I would alter the schedules to provide the best arrangement of instructional time for teachers. It's stated in the letter that some of that instruction time is interrupted by recess, lunch, or specials times. So I would alter the schedule to best meet the needs of the students. Then I would complete the application for the grant, providing information on the steps that are being taken to improve our scores. I would then meet with the PTO and share the plan that I have developed with my staff and key stakeholders. And then I would schedule follow-up meetings to reassess the scores. And if more drastic changes needed to take place, we could do so. Category 3, resolve the issues based on promoting the success of all students. What is best for students? So first, differentiate instruction to meet the needs of all the students. If a student's struggling, they might need to be pulled out to have special one-on-one attention. Next, curriculum alignment to cover all the standards. Make sure that the teachers are touching all bases of the curriculum and trying to meet all the standards. Next, professional development to provide teachers with the most effective instructional strategies so they can reach those students that are struggling and try to help progress them along. And then lastly, tracking student success to continue reevaluating the school and improve in areas as necessary. So we need to, when this new plan is implemented, we need to make sure that we track our numbers to make sure that it's working. And if it's not, then we can make some changes to it. Category 4, debrief the problem by reflecting on what you were thinking, feeling, and valuing, and any issues that were unresolved. So first, what were you thinking? The first thing that I was thinking was that teachers were kind of just doing whatever they wanted. There wasn't a set curriculum that they were supposed to follow or expected to follow, and we need to change that. Secondly, I was thinking there's no data analysis taking place within the classroom. Basically, all the numbers that we have to go off of are the state scores, and we need to be tracking data within the classroom. And the last thing that I was thinking was the department teachers need to meet and get on the same page. We need to come up with a common curriculum that our teachers can follow and a set way that we're going to teach to improve our scores. What were you feeling? I was feeling concerned about the test scores, and I was upset that parents are not happy and embarrassed that I hadn't dealt with the issue sooner. And lastly, I was frustrated the reading supervisor had not addressed it sooner. I basically had to reach out with them to do a observation for them to give me any sort of feedback. So I was feeling frustrated with that. What are you valuing? I'm valuing that data is available to use when evaluating the school. I am valuing that the reading supervisor is available and supporting the cause. They're supportive. They went into the classroom and did the observation when they were asked, and they also see that the issue needs to be fixed. I'm valuing that the parents are supportive of change, and that the PTO sees this as an issue and they want to get it corrected. What issues are still unresolved or open to investigation? So what will be the teacher's reaction to the change? Sometimes teachers don't like being told how they're going to have to teach things or an realignment of curriculum. And so how are they going to react to this change? Next, will the school receive the grant? And if not, will funds be needed? And then lastly, how can we begin to track effectiveness without waiting for state data every year? What sort of data collection plan can we put in place to track our gains and our successes within the classroom? So when reflecting on Standard 8, provide some examples from data in the case, explaining how I, as the building level administrator, acted as an agent for continuous improvement. So first, I acknowledged the unacceptable scores brought forth by the PTO, and I began to work on a plan for change and improvement. And next, I developed a plan after meeting with key stakeholders and looking at our school data. And then lastly, I was sharing this information with the PTO for our plan to move forward to improve our scores. How did you, as the building level administrator, use the data presented to respond and communicate to the larger community their concerns about the instructional program? First thing I did was analyze the data with district reading supervisor and the data team to develop a plan. Then I acknowledged that the PTO's concern, followed up with sharing the plan that I developed with them. I then planned professional development to teach the teachers some effective instructional practices within the classroom. And lastly, I analyzed student data and looked for areas of concern as a building, grade, or subgroup area. How did you, as the building level administrator, use your knowledge of the policies, laws, and regulations that govern the school, influence, and bring about positive change in teaching and learning that impacts all student groups? So I did this by gathered data to share. I gathered data to share the need for change with the staff. I developed a committee of stakeholders to share in the development of changes. And lastly, I responded to the PTO and shared the plan for improvement and moving forward to improve our scores. How did you, as the building level administrator, establish an ongoing dialogue with decision makers outside the school concerning the efforts of teachers and students and how these decision makers can effectively influence and improve instruction and student performance? So, first, I listened to the PTO concerns and responded with a plan. I came up with my plan of action and I responded. Next, I met with the district reading supervisor and we analyzed the data. And then lastly, we applied for the grant of funds to support reading growth as a building or to improve our state test scores. Again, this is Brandon Johnson, and this is my Module 15 case study. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.